What's going on, you guys? Today I'm going to give you a first impression of the Tib Bar Guys sled tread. All right, we got this in about a week ago. I put it together yesterday, and I just kind of want to take you guys through my thoughts on it, why we got it, and just kind of go from there, all right? So without further ado, let's get into it. The assembly, let's talk the assembly. So the assembly was pretty simple. The tread part came all together. You didn't have to mess with that. Everything else, you just kind of had to put together. The structures and all the bars and everything. We got the power tower with it. We have a multi-step coming with it as well. That's on pre-order right now. But as far as the assembly, pretty standard with gym equipment. The instructions were really good. A lot of bolts and washers and things like that. But everything came together super simple. The instructions were laid out really well. And yeah, let me just go over a few things. So this is the back pad for when you're going backwards. Now, this comes with knobs that go here, so you can kind of easily remove this. And then you've got dip bar handles here that can go on and off here as well. The knobs weren't in the packaging, so we didn't get those yet. So that was not there. There's a wire right here that is split, so there's not gonna be any information from the tread in terms of, time, distance, things like that. I don't say that to throw any shade on the Tib Bar Guys operation, because I sent them an email and just said, hey, these pieces were missing. I know you guys got a lot going on. It's all good. Just want to know when we could handle it. And literally by the time I sent the email and checked my Instagram, I'd already received a message. And he said, hey, I got your email. My team's on it. And they sent me an email this morning, and that was Sunday. So they're on it. They're going to send it. I'm not tripping. These things happen. So the customer service already with any issues is top notch. So rest assured, if you're dealing with them, you're going to get responses and you're going to get any issues resolved very quickly. So not a huge deal. I mean, I can't get information right here, and the back pad is going to allow us a little better comfortability as we're going backwards on this. But let me just kind of break it down, and I'll kind of let you guys know first impressions. Big reason we wanted this also is because here in Portland, Oregon, number one, 6 to 8 months out of the year, we're getting rain. So we can't really utilize the sled that we've created, the DIY sleds, out in our cul-de-sac here. So this is going to be a great option for when the weather conditions are a little harsher for sled work or things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features up close. All right, so comes with a monitor display here, and like I told you guys, the wire, it just came split. So just kind of a fluky thing here. So they already responded. They're gonna resend me this piece, and I'll just feed it back down through here, and it'll attach here. And what this does is you have a sensor here that'll go against this wheel well, okay? So this piece, see if you can see it, right in here, kind of touches close to the wheel, so you can so then you're able to see your information here. Right, you can see your time, your feet, your miles. So, pretty simplistic, but really more than you need, honestly. Let's just talk about the durability. This is a tank, dude. I mean, you're not getting into things, say like, maybe like a rack, like a power rack from Rogue, right? But you don't really need that. This is, I mean, the power tower that we got, everything is super, super sturdy. The sled portion is solid. And you've also got wheels right here, right? So if I need to move this, which I did, all I've got to do is put this up, okay, boom. And then I can just tip it back, okay? And now this is gonna move really well. You can use these handles down here if you want to do push-ups. Again, dip attachment can come here. You've got your adjustable resistance here. So once I get going on this, I'm gonna kind of show you guys the differences and kind of break down how it feels in terms of the difference of resistance, okay? Got the pads here to go forward. Again, the back pad. I can rig it with some bolts so it'll hold up, but just not what it's designed. So again, they're gonna send all that stuff to me and we'll get it squared away. But even without that, I'm gonna show you guys how you can still utilize this really well, all right? So let's put a little work through this thing and see how it feels. All right, so off top, I'm probably gonna spend a lot of my time backwards on this, just knee rehab, that's pretty good. Knee rehab and you know, getting blood flow, but also you got the opportunity here to go forward. So let's break some stuff down backwards here first. So again, the back pad would go here, which would give me a little bit more comfortable kind of availability to go backwards on this, but you can still lean on the front pads here, okay? So even though I'm further back than I wanna be, like the back pad would put me more here, even without it, I'm still able to do it, all right? So right here, I've got a resistance of, this is actually at 7, but if I go all the way down to 1, right, there's still a good resistance there, and you're just moving that belt, okay? And then as I come back, this is 2, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. Good. There we go. So now we're at 7. So I'm still, again, I'm on the pads that you would have on your shoulders, and I'll break that down in a second. But this right here is already getting me a good burn. And you can really turn this up. And again, the reason why this is so vital is because you're getting blood flow to the knees, you're getting the quads, you're getting everything warmed up. And this is great. When we get blood to our knees, okay, that's what's going to heal a lot of these nagging ailments, right? We need to get blood there to provide healing, right? And this is step 1, walking backwards, sledding backwards. This is step 1 for that knee hab that I talked about. Might want to trademark that. So now I'm gonna flip it around. Let's do some forward work, all right? Really a good grind right there, all right? So similar to a motorized treadmill with the belt off. So now what you've got here is, now we've got these pads on these vertical bars that are gonna allow us to put ourselves in more of a sled push versus a sled drag, okay? So all you're gonna do, you're gonna put your shoulders here, you're gonna hold on here, and then we're just gonna start turning up this way. Okay, so similar thing here. And you can really just start to put some force through here. Getting those toes going. That's good, guys. And then you can level up, right? So you just hit that sled, you get into like a Tabata, a circuit complex, and then boom, we're right here on the pull-ups. Right? You got different grips right here. We can bring it here, bring it here. That's nice. Yeah, and again, you have dip attachments we can throw on here. Man, this is pretty cool. Final thoughts. Is this the same as using an actual sled? No. All right, real quick though, I do have to say, yes, this is not exactly like a sled. But when I got done shooting, I went to do my actual workout and I jumped on there for 2 minutes straight backwards. And this is what I need you to know. The thing that makes this harder though, in a lot of ways, is because you never stop to turn around. So I went 2 minutes straight, which is probably the equivalent of maybe 3 to 4 minutes, right? So in that sense, especially backwards, way harder because you never stop, all right? And you can really push there. So again, amazing option if you don't have a sled. It may not be exactly like a sled, but it's very close. Very well done. This is not trying to be that, but from a functional standpoint and being able to sled year-round and get those similar movements, as well as being super cost-effective, because you can go backwards, forwards, okay? A lot of people, I mean, we have a cul-de-sac, but you may not have space even in your home to do this if you don't have a facility with turf, right? We're just out of our garage in our home. So if you need to do something like sled, you know, you don't want to pay to get like a tank sled with internal resistance. That's gonna hit you new for like probably $1,600 to $2,000. And I think those sleds are awesome. I haven't even used one, but I know the benefits to them just based on reviews and other clients who've used them in gyms is awesome. But within that, it's not practical for a home gym, especially if you don't have space to use it. You know, out here, again, it's raining 8 months out of the year, so we probably wouldn't be dragging that in and out in the rain, right? But this right here, whether it's, you know, cold conditions, you know, you might live down south like my man Nick, and he's got one of these because he can't get outside sometimes because it's 100 degrees in the middle of the day, right? So I think what they've done here is phenomenal, okay? Because you can still get that type of work. Yeah, when I'm going forward, I can feel the belt, not skip, but like, you know, you're putting force through a belt versus pushing something and driving force into the ground. That's gonna be different. But I think they did a good job of making this as close as possible to the same type of feeling that you're gonna get from an actual sled. So I think, yeah, I'm still gonna use the sleds in our cul-de-sac when I can, but I think this is also a really good quick, hey, let's get on this, let's go to work, let's do it, right? So if I've got a couple clients at one time, I can put one here, one on the actual sled. If we've got rain, we can still do this. We can split some conditioning between, you know, our self-propelled treadmill and this. So I think it's an awesome option. And then on top of that, just the fact that they threw in, right, you're gonna get a multi-step where we can work on our step-ups, our split squats. You have this, right? This is just another pull-up station. That was like, you know, $100 add-on or whatever, right? So now, where I didn't have space to do pull-ups, I didn't want to put something in the doorway. We've got our ring set up here on our crossbar and our rack. You now have another pull-up station, okay? And these are just in addition to. And then you can get the forward sledding effect too. That's something that we couldn't do because it's kind of uncomfortable to drag the sled forward with the tires, right? If you're talking about something that's cost effective and practical and can be super functional in your space, this is the one right here. You know, and I'm sure these guys are so innovative. I'm sure they're gonna come up with some new stuff still. But I think for what it costs, for what it provides, I think this is great. So that's my 2 cents. I'm gonna keep you know, putting in the time on it though. Once we get these things squared away, when they send us or when the rest of the stuff gets delivered, then we'll go to work on it, and we'll you know, and we'll kind of hopefully I'll give you guys an updated review on that. So that's all I got for today. Yeah, shout out to the Tib Bar guys. You know, it's good stuff, and it's working well for us so far, the equipment that we've got through them. So I'll keep you guys updated. Let's go get it for His glory.